All right, ladies and gentlemen, Fab's in the house. And today I've got the Zero Tolerance 0470 with me. And as usual, we're going to analyze the look, the sound, and the feel of this guy. First of all, let's just do a quick size comparison up against a couple of popular options. This is your PM3 from Spyderco. As you can see, comparable handle, but much longer cutting edge. And this is up against PM2, also from Spyderco. And look at this. Handle is smaller, but pretty comparable blade, right? Also another couple options. We have the Benchmade 940-1 and your North Arm Skaha number 2. So pretty EDCable size blades. So let's check out the look of this guy, because this is a Dmitry Sienkiewicz design. Really, really nice. I mean, it's for sure like futuristic and with these angular and dynamic straight lines. It's made in the US by Zero Tolerance, and it's overall like gray and black colored with this nice marble carbon fiber inlays, but I mean the lines are pretty nice. There's only basically this curve over here. Everything else is just straight. Like you see, for example, these are milled grooves over here, and also in the back too. I would have preferred maybe like a carbon fiber inlay on the back, because I like things to be symmetric. But yeah, I mean, it's all right. All these lines are straight. Like, these are not parallel lines, you see, so they create a little bit of an angle, which creates movement. And this one resembles like I don't know, like a car from the future, I think, like Tron, I would say. Look at this. That's the wheel, and this is the hood. It's very interesting. It's an overall nice design. I appreciate this one. You've got, this is a flipper, it's a frame lock. Flipper tab, very, very tiny. So Nick Shabazz should be pretty happy with this guy. And yeah, you have some jimping going on right over here. And overall, there's, like this contoured scales are not really chamfered. I mean, this is not sharp, but it's not like rounded off, or it's quite angular. You have some edges, not sharp, but definitely not rounded. You've got also some jimping going on over here in the back spacer, and you have, of course, like your lock release relief right over here, so which is well designed. As you can see, the presentation scale is a little bit recessed to allow your thumb to be able to unlock the lock bar right over here. If you notice, there's a nice steel lock face insert right over here, which is going to serve as well as a lock bar stabilizer, so you're not going to be able to overextend this way the lock bar. Also, you have an external lock bar relief right over here. Sometimes you find it on the inside, sometimes it's on the outside. I think on the inside is better, because it's not subtracting anything from the overall look. The screws are like this is a T8, but as you can see, there's only on one side. And this very model, it's pretty infamous to be like basically glued down with some like hardcore red Loctite. So this is going to be tough to disassemble, even if the construction is extremely simple. I mean, you have pivot and a screw right over here, so it should be like straightforward to disassemble this guy. But no, just forget about that. You're gonna need like a soldering iron probably in order to be able to open this guy up. Also, like the hardware is not really protruding, just a little bit. This is like a blacked out steel, not completely flush, but I mean not hideous in any ways. Actually, I appreciate this design over here, you know, with like these three rays kind of thing. So very, very interesting. Something that I'm not a fan of, and you guys must know, is like this pocket clip. I mean, not this. I mean, yes, this, but this kind of shape. It's too simple. I mean, it's just a piece of metal bent, and that's it. So they didn't put much effort in designing this one. Yes, it's like the lines overall are like you know, resembling the outer lines of the knife, but look at this. It's pretty simple to me, and also like the clip ramp, it's too small. So you're gonna, if you have like thick pocket in your pants, you know, you can have a hard time just to jam this in. So not the best clip. The back spacer is you know, is geared right over here, so it has some nice jimping going on, and also has some jimping up here, and as well as has a built-in lanyard hole. So pretty interesting design choice. And if you check the blade, it's pretty centered right there. When you open this guy, you'll see that you have a pretty nice 3.4-inch blade, or like 86 millimeters. When it's closed, this is 4.4 inches, or like 11 centimeters and 2 millimeters. So 11 centimeters, I would say. It's you know, this is a pretty nice drop point from made out of CPM 20CV, as you can see over here. It's you know, stock thickness, it's pretty reasonable. I mean, it's not too thin, it's not too thick, it's the right size, I would say. The point is, it's quite thin, and I like that. It has a nice tactile feeling when you do like this. But at the same time, you know, it's not gonna be like the best choice if you need to pry things. The grind symmetry is okay. This is a flat grind, you know. It's quite good. What is not so good, it's the edge symmetry. If you can see, this side is more grounded than this side over here. So just a little nitpick right over here. The edge profile, it's nice belly over here, and it's basically flat up to the sharpening choil. I really appreciate this, you know, the plunge grind being angled, as you know, keeping the overall theme of this knife, you know, like having angles everywhere. So I appreciate that. So the ricasso, it's kind of like almost parallel to this line, so pretty good. Jimping, it's not the most aggressive, but it's there. It's gonna be useful. I think it's more useful, this one over here, because the flipper tab being this small, you need some jimping going on. Otherwise, you're gonna be just like you know, trying to open this one and fail, because you're gonna have no grip, being you know, the area in contact with your fingertip being so small. Also, there's not really like a thumb ramp over here. You just got some jimping. You have some crowning going on up to here, and then you have this wedge, which reduces some weight, still like retaining the overall thickness up to this point, and then just, you know, thins down to the very tip. Also, what I'm not really a fan of is the billboarding on the blade. You have your classic ZT logo, but look at this side. I mean, it's like a poem. I think there's too much. It's too crowded. You have the model, the location, the designer, serial number, the steel. Too many informations, which I'm not a fan of. I prefer like a sterile look blade. You have a nice ceramic detent ball right over there, and if you check on the inside, this is pretty skeletonized to reduce weight, especially the lock side. If we analyze the sound, I mean, this is that's the sound it makes. So it's like a nice sound, nothing hideous. but it's not something astounding, like something that you're gonna be like, wow, what is that? It's nice. I mean, it's solid. It has a nice percussive resounding sound. It's nice. And when you close the blade, it's listenable. It's a little bit muffled and has a nice clack to it. Yeah, it's pleasant. I prefer the closing sound than this opening sound, which is kind of like anonymous. This I like. If you check out the feeling when you handle this knife, you're gonna notice that it's quite light. It's weighted in at 3.2 ounces, but there's no hot spots. It sits pretty well in the hand, even if it's a smaller handle for my hands. There are not really any sharp edges, even if the clip has this design, surprisingly. You've got some jimping going on right here. You can even do like reverse grip and you're still gonna have some jimping over there. But the handle is gonna be a little bit too small, like for my hand. Just like barely makes it, but still it's gonna be usable also in the reverse grip. You cannot really choke up as there's no finger choil. You can just, use your thumb up against this area here to gain more precision. But at the end, it's gonna still feel solid because the construction is quite solid. Texture is pretty smooth because, carbon fiber is kind of slick and it might get slippery in wet conditions. You have these mill grooves which are gonna give you more tractions. Yeah, if you analyze the fit and finish, guys, it's probably not 100%. Like, look at this inlay. You see, it's sits flush here and then goes down a little bit right there. Same for this ending part. So it's a little detail, but as you can see, here is completely flush, and then it's a little bit recessed right up to this screw over here. There, the gaps are equal, so nothing, crazy going on. So overall fit and finish is all right. I mean, it's okay, but it's not perfect. There is no blade play whatsoever. Clip ramp, as we said, it's not like perfect for to slide in your pants like really quickly, but the clip retention is quite strong, so it's not gonna go anywhere. The feeling when you're gonna open the knife, it's you feel like the blade is fast. It's not the fastest, but it's still fast. You're not gonna have finger sore as long as you know how to deploy the blade, because the light switch, yeah, it might work like that, but I think that a push button, it's going to be much more reliable for your deployment, and it's not going to give you any finger sore because it's like overall well designed, even if it's pretty small. So you just need the right technique to deploy the blade and you're not going to have any issue. So it's going to be overall smooth because this is running on KVT ball bearings, and I think that the detent strength has been dialed in this one, because I had some ZT in the past with a little bit lighter detent. I think this is pretty good, guys. So yeah, depends, of course, I think, on the sample you're gonna get, but the only thing I would say is just the flipper tab. Like, you just have to be learning the right technique to deploy the blade. You cannot touch the tip of the blade. It's pretty buried down, so kind of safe, and there's no rattling when you shake this one. When you close the blade, you have this nice lock release relief over here, so you can easily unlock the blade and close it back. There's no lock stick whatsoever because there's a lock face insert. There's no detent ball ramp, so you're gonna have this hard step over here. If you unlock the blade, you're gonna see that the blade is just free falling. If you put the knife in the vertical position, you're not gonna have any guillotine effect. You have just to do like a light wiggle in order to get it back in the closed position. If you check the detent suction, it's pretty low. up to here, and you know, there's not really any bounce back when if you shut the blade you know, with a little bit more force. So there you have it. You know, this is overall like a pretty nice EDC-able knife because of its size. It's very appealing, as well as the design. The noise, you know, it's not so great. There's some few nitpicks on this one, but overall it's appealing. I appreciate this one. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and stay tuned.